Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 16th. You have this Believe card. It says, when you wholeheartedly embrace the attainability of your dreams, you will find the courage to exceed the ordinary. There you go. You have this Entitlement card. It says, why do you believe that you deserve benefits and privileges that you haven't earned or worked for? I don't know. I think you have earned or worked for these things. So I don't know why that card is being so sassy for you here, Capricorn, but there's definitely something coming in for you here. And I think you need to, maybe you need to believe that you deserve something, good in your life. We have this Ultimate Fulfillment card, and we have the Ace of Cups right next to it. They're basically very similar. There's kind of like this big ass cup on the Ultimate Fulfillment card. And it says, you're now entering into a time of peace, happiness, and emotional fulfillment, which looks amazing. So definitely a very good reading so far here, Capricorn. And let's see. In your current general energies, you have the Three of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups. The Three of Cups can, of course, be like a celebration, happiness, joy. Those three ladies are celebrating a harvest coming in for them. And so I feel that some of you could be about to celebrate a harvest, which kind of makes sense based off your astrology. There definitely could be, if you've been working hard towards something, this could be you finally getting results for the work that you've been doing, or you could finally be getting a harvest for the work that you've done, which would be great. I also think it would be an amazing time for like friends or socializing, just because, the Three of Cups is a card of socializing, and it is a card of spending time with people who matter to you, or, kind of just being with people in general. So I think it would be a great time to socialize for no other reason than just for enjoyment. And maybe there are people who haven't seen you in a while here, Capricorn, or maybe you've been being a hermit. So I think getting out of hermit mode and all that other stuff would be a good idea as well. You have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups can be a card of your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So there could be a lot more happiness and joy coming in for you with the Ace of Cups. Could also be a love offer. I mean, we do have the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups as well. So this would be like a knight in shining armor coming in for you if you want love. And I would definitely, like I said, I think if you do want love, then you could meet this person through socializing with the Three of Cups. I'm pretty sure I've said that to you in the past, recently. Even I think in your last reading that I did for you, that there was something about you meeting a person through like a social opportunity, or, through friends, or whatever you want to call it. So, I would definitely get out of the house, Capricorn. I also think that some of you need to move just more towards the energy of love. And I'm not talking about like a person, I'm talking about your heart, doing more things that make you feel the energy of love, or doing more things that you do love. And I think doing that will probably significantly improve your life with the Ace of Cups. The more we get into the flow with the Ace of Cups, the better. The more fulfillment we create for ourselves with the Ace of Cups, the better. And you have that Ultimate Fulfillment card. So it is clearly time for you to create more fulfillment and joy in your life. You have the King of Cups. King of Cups could be a person. You could be attracting a water sign or a person with water in their chart. It could be any sign, general reading. The King of Cups is also about like moving towards your emotions and, picking positive emotions. He is in the middle of the deep ocean, and he's surrounded by these choppy waters, but he is perfectly fine because he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. So the whole point of the card is to be in control of your emotions so that you can get what you want out of life. And that's what I would be doing with the King of Cups. And all three of these Cups cards definitely, I feel, are saying like the more you control your emotions, the better. With the Three of Cups, you have the Ten of Wands. I'm pretty sure you've been getting the Ten of Wands with me, a lot in your readings, Capricorn. The Ten of Wands basically says you don't have to do everything on your own. He's trying to carry these 10 wands all by himself, and he really needs to get to this home in the background, and when he gets there, he will be successful. Those wands, he planted those wands, and they are a part of his harvest, and we said that you would be celebrating a harvest with the Three of Cups. And so I feel like you are very close to celebrating a harvest. The other thing is I have like a weird message popping into my head here, Capricorn. I'm just going to say it. That if you're thinking about starting something, I know this isn't a good answer, but I think you just need to get started. I think you are like, I just feel like you are way overcomplicating something that could be very simple. And I also think that, like, I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before. So again, if I have, I apologize. But it's like, if I read, the way I read is I put myself in your shoes. I feel like you think you need to be up here. To make something successful. But really, I think the bar is like way down here. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try to do your best or anything like that, but, I just feel like you're making something way harder than it actually needs to be. And, I think maybe this is a very Capricorn thing, but, I think, specifically if you're trying to start a project or a business or an idea, I think you're making it way more complicated than it needs to be. Like, if you would just get started, I think you will probably be surprised at how quickly you find success. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in your last reading I said the same thing, that if you're attracting love, it looks very good, but I would take your time. Knight of Swords, I don't feel bad about it, but Knight of Swords is a card of rushing something and being too hasty. This could be one of those things that's kind of like good and bad at the same time, because, it's like maybe you're rushing because it's really good, but maybe it's bad because you shouldn't rush, right? So if you're meeting a person or dealing with a person, I would just take your time. With the King of Cups, you have the Hierophant. Yeah, could be a person that you marry in the future, for sure, if you're attracting new love. The Hierophant can also represent, like, blessings. But the thing about the Hierophant is sometimes I feel these are blessings that come through alignment. These two people that are in front of him, he is teaching them his belief system. And he's also blessing them right here with his hand. So the reason that they are getting the blessings is because they are in alignment with his belief system. Now, I'm not saying that you have to believe something, but, you do have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is your truth. And the Ace of Swords is coming up in the good stuff. The thing about the Ace of Swords is that, we really have to believe something. You can say you believe something, but if there's like a little bit of wobble in there and you're not like fully committed to your beliefs, then you're probably not going to get the benefits. But if you're all in on your beliefs, then that's where the blessings come from with the Ace of Swords. So we have to believe things like deep down in our soul with the Ace of Swords, and that's definitely popping into my head. I think that there are some blessings coming in here. You literally have the Four of Swords. He's hoping and praying for blessings. There's a person in this stained glass window who's blessing another person. You have the Empress. The Empress can represent, blessings as well. The Empress is kind of like love, joy, peace, happiness, but the Empress is also, abundance coming in for you. And, I think that it's like maybe you have been asking for something here, and, I feel like you are receiving it. It's like you're getting a blessing you've asked for. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this orbiting space card. It says something or someone is orbiting you, wanting to make its presence known. Knight of Cups, probably. You have this ultimate fulfillment card. It says you are now entering a time of peace, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. Yes, so a lot of you could be clearly attracting a lot more fulfillment in your life. But again, this could be a friend or, someone who's in your energy field already that is interested. So I don't know. I really don't have any good advice for you, Capricorn. There you go. You have the Seven of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. Seven of Cups is like all the what ifs. So again, if you are interested in a person here that you have asked for, the Seven of Cups could definitely be overthinking the situation. So I would get out of your head. The Seven of Cups also kind of says you're spoiled for choice. So it could say that you have a lot of options in love. And, that's also something that you could pay attention to, is that you probably have a lot more options than you realize in love. And I would just move towards the options that you want. On top of that, I think that with all these cards of blessings, sometimes I think we have to say, to get a blessing, we have to make the choice to accept it. And, the Seven of Cups can say that you are looking at all these different cups, but you're not bringing them down to earth, And so we have to ground things in reality with the Seven of Cups, and, I would. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is a card of resting, relaxing, recovering, but he's also hoping and praying for a blessing. I'm pretty sure you've been getting this card with me for a while, because I'm pretty sure in your last reading I said the same thing, that, there's something that you've been praying for that's coming in for you. But, it's like, I don't know, maybe you have to like make a bigger move towards something, or maybe you have to like cement something in reality with the Seven of Cups. Like sometimes I think with that Hierophant, it's like we have to claim something. Like, you can pray and ask the universe for something with the Hierophant, but it's like then you have to live it, It's like, I don't really have any good examples here, Capricorn, but it's like if you tell the universe I want $1 million, but you still have the habits of a person who only makes $10,000, then the universe is going to be like, you're out of alignment here, And you have the Magician and the Ace of Swords. So, Magician is manifestation and kind of getting into alignment. And I kind of feel that energy from this part of the reading. It's like saying, you want something, but you have to like be in alignment with it. You have the Two of Pentacles. I actually feel pretty good about this card. I feel like work hard, play hard. I always say that the Two of Pentacles is work hard, play hard. It's just like putting the energy in to create something, but it's also kind of like creating that balance in life of working hard and playing hard and all that other good stuff. So I don't know. I feel like this is just balance. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a great card for going on adventure. I think you need to allow your life to change, is really what I'm getting here. It's like you've experienced Groundhog's Day, I think, for many, many years. And now it's time to like open up to the possibility that your day can be different, and that you can have different experiences, and like not everything has to go exactly the same way. I really don't. I feel very like this is not delivering a message to me. It is a message, but it's almost like the universe is saying like, you need to change your day. Things have been the same for too long, and you need to open to adventure, right? With the Four of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. Yeah, definitely improvements. I think there are a lot of improvements coming in for Capricorn, for sure. So if you're hoping for improvements, or if you're hoping to create improvements, I definitely feel like you are. I feel like you could be, creating a light, moving on from things that have been holding you back for a long time as well. It kind of makes sense, based off of Pluto entering into Aquarius, as I've said to many times to you, Capricorn. It's like you've dealt with these challenges, and now you're like moving forward. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. You have the Seven of Swords twice. That is one thing that I will tell you, Capricorn, is that with that Ten of Wands, if you're overcomplicating things in work or business, Seven of Swords wants us to be efficient. Seven of Swords, it says that there is a better way to do everything that we're doing. Some people read it as lying, cheating, stealing. Personally, I think that golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. And the Seven of Swords is a card of tactics. He is stealing those swords from an army in the background. Like, sure, if we had the Devil, the Ten of Swords, and, the Magician here together, we do have the Magician, but not touching this card, then I would say, sure, there could be lying, cheating, stealing. But really, the cards are very positive. So I think this is saying that there are better ways of doing things that you're working on, and you just need to discover better ways of doing things. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Distance and Journey card. You also have this whale. It says Wisdom Keeper on it. We do see a little bit of like travel type energy coming up in this reading. We have the King of Cups. King of Cups I call a clue card, and sometimes I feel he is a clue for a move or the home. You also have the Six of Swords as well, so I'm not saying you have to move, but you could be making moves in your life, or there could be moves that you're thinking about making. And I would definitely make those moves. Also, in the row of messages from your future self, you have the Empress, the Knight of Cups, and the Six of Wands. The Empress, of course, is a card of abundance and success coming in for you. So I think a lot of you could be creating a lot more abundance and success with this card. The Empress is also a card of growth. Now, the thing about the Empress is that all she has to do is wave that scepter in front of her, and the wheat in front of her will grow. So the Empress is about avoiding the struggle, and I definitely think that's like the main theme of this reading with that Ten of Wands. It's like saying you need to avoid the struggle. It's like you're setting the bar up here when it's way down here, and that doesn't mean you should be lazy or not do your best or whatever, but just, I think perfection is definitely going to be the enemy of progress for you right now. The other problem is, you're an Earth sign, and we have the South Node in Virgo. The problem with South Node in Virgo is like needing to be messy. It's just that simple. It's like the spiritual lesson we all have to learn right now, because the South Node in Virgo, is that we have to be messy. Things are going to be messy. Nothing is going to be perfect. And so I definitely feel that with the Empress, but I feel good about the Empress. I mean, if you're looking for love, doesn't matter what gender you are, definitely I would get out there. You know, you could be attracting a lot of love or a lot of attention with that card. You have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups could be like a knight in shining armor coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, this could just be a knight in shining armor. If you, this could also be you working on a dream. The Knight of Cups is normally dreaming, and he's standing in the desert, but he has this water flowing in front of him. The whole point of the Knight of Cups is that he could easily plant seeds in front of that water and they would grow. So even though he doesn't think he has the resources necessary to get something to grow, he absolutely does. So I think it's time for you to get started and get growing here, Capricorn, on whatever it is you're trying to do. You have the Six of Wands. I also think it's time for attention. I know a lot of people say, you always say this, but it's yeah, but it's number one, I wouldn't trust a reader where their messages were different every single week, because that's not how life works. For the most part, we deal with the same BS for a certain period of time until we learn the lesson, or until we get something to grow, or until we make a change. So for the next 20 freaking years, Capricorn, it is your time to shine. You have to get attention, and it's just the name of the game. It's anything you do, if you want it to be successful, it needs to stand out in some way, but it will. And the Six of Wands is a card of a victory or success. You have the Ace of Swords, which is a victory or success. So definitely could be some big wins coming in here as well. With the Empress, you have the King of Cups. I mean, obviously, this person finds you attractive right here. So if you're looking for love, there you go. I'm wondering if you're worried that this person would find you attractive or not, or something, Capricorn. But I think maybe that's the fear, or maybe that's what's holding you back, is that you're worried that a person wouldn't find you attractive. But I feel like they do with that King of Cups. It could be a King of Cups type person. You have a lot of water here. It could be any sign, general reading, but whatever. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Star. Yes, your dream. Like I said, Knight of Cups definitely can be love, but this could absolutely be part of your dream. The Star is your North Star. Again, I definitely think Capricorn is one of the signs, one of the few that really needs to focus on a North Star. A North Star is your guiding light. It is that thing, that goal, wish, or dream where you say, this is the thing that will make me feel fulfilled in life, whatever the hell that is. And you need to attack that. I said this to someone else this week. It's you need to be like a dog with a bone. You need to just, grab onto the vision and not let go. And I feel that type of attitude is what will make you very successful, where it's there is no other way than for you to be successful. And that can be scary, but, I don't know, it works. With the Six of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, gratitude, luxuries. I think there are a lot of things that you're going to be grateful for. We see a ton of blessings in this reading. Again, Hierophant for the Four of Swords, the Star, this card, the Empress. There's a lot of blessing type energy showing up here, so definitely could be some blessings. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Burst of Magic card. There you go. You also have this Rose's Kiss card. So there definitely, you have the Magician here, and there definitely could be a little bit of magical energy coming in for you at this time. The Rose's Kiss kind of says there is something that makes you special. It's maybe that's what you don't realize as well. If you're trying to accomplish something, or if you're trying to stand out somewhere, you're setting the bar up here when it's way down here. It's maybe what you don't realize is that you do have a slight edge in something. And sometimes I think that having a little bit of an edge against the competition, especially in work or business, is the thing that makes you stand out enough so that you get the better result. And I think you need to realize that you do have an edge. It's just that simple. You have the Magician, the Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. The Magician is about manifestation. I don't know, I feel like you've been asking for something for a long time, and the universe is clearly bringing it to you. So I think you just need to accept it. The Magician is also about reinvention. And like I said earlier, if you're not matching the energy of what you want, it's going to be hard for you to get it. So I would make sure that you're matching the energy of what you want. I also always pull the card he's pointed to. We're going to say it's this one. And this card says great and full on it. You have that Ultimate Fulfillment card, which has a giant ass cup on it. You have the giant ass cup on the Ace of Cups. You have the giant ass cup right here on the great and full card. So I think you are attracting something that you are going to be very grateful for. You have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords can be a victory or big success coming in for you, or a big win. So there could be like some sort of big victory or big success or big win coming in here. The Ace of Swords is above the mountains. So a lot of you, there could be some sort of like truth or win coming in where it's almost like you're being proven right is what's popping into my head here, Capricorn. So if you've been dealing with anything in your life and that would require you to be proven right, I definitely feel you could be proven right here. You have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords says there's pretty much a better way to do everything that you're trying to do in your life. So the Seven of Swords wants us to look for better ways of doing things. He is sneaking away from that army in the background with those swords. Instead of going to war, he's avoiding war and avoiding conflict by sneaking away. And I think that would be a very good thing for you to do, like avoid conflict in any way you possibly can in your life, but also look for better ways of doing things. With the Magician, you have the Hermit. Yes, like more cards are standing out. You have so many cards that represent this. Six of Wands, Star, this card. He needs to shine his inner light, the Hermit. He's been through a dark night of the soul, and now he needs to kind of like shine his inner light. The good news is this is coming up in the good stuff, so I do feel a lot of you could be standing out more now. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Emperor, and the Empress. There you go. Right here. So definitely could be a divine counterpart coming in for you. I also just like the Emperor for you in general, Capricorn, because I think a lot of you are really taking the lead here in your life. We have so many cards that would represent that. And, you taking the lead or grabbing onto, the Emperor is about really grabbing onto an opportunity and making it happen. And that would also be good. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is like alchemy, turning one thing into another, but it's also like waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So, the time is now, Capricorn. This right here is the path to glory. There's this like glowing crown in the background on this card, and he needs to like work his way to that crown to claim his crown. And I kind of feel this is saying you've been patient enough. It is time for you to claim your crown and make something happen. And that's what I would do there. You have this Dragon card. It says, beware of self-delusion. I think you need to be aware of the opposite of delusion, because again, I think it's like you're setting the bar too high on something. Maybe that is delusion. It's like maybe thinking that something is harder than it actually is delusional. I don't know. But, that's what I would be careful of. You have this Yoke card. It says feeling tied down and frustrated. Again, I think you don't have to feel this way. I think you could easily set yourself free with this reading. So I would make sure that you're kind of like setting yourself free from things with this card. You have this Kite card. It says vacation. Yeah, you probably need a vacation or a break. So, any opportunities you have to take a break or to take a vacation, I would take advantage of. You have this Peacock. It says, beware of great pride. I would be careful of like cocky people and prideful people. I think everybody has to be careful of this. Especially we had Mars retrograde at the beginning of the year. And even though we're past the retrograde, I don't know, Mars retrograde years are always weird. And I think they can bring out the cockiness in people. You have this Lightning card. It says, control your anger or you will be sorry. I don't think that you will be angry, but, I would be careful. One thing I will say is, definitely with Saturn and Aries, I would definitely be careful of any outbursts or, blowing up at people or anything like that. But all in all, this looks very good, Capricorn. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.